Gamer Dude 2088, and we're back for another TOT video. This time we're doing TOT Nightmare 60. Now, I've seen a lot of people complaining about this one in the MMEG Discord, and I was pretty shocked when I actually passed it. And I really don't do TOT Nightmare, and hear me out here. I'm not the most knowledgeable on TOT Nightmare because since I don't grind it, and I've been more focused on Advanced just because I wanted to complete Advanced before I really started working on Nightmare. We did complete Advanced for this rotation, which is so good, so great. I'm happy about that. Hopefully the next rotation we can complete it again, and we're gonna start making some more focus into the Nightmare so we can start helping the people that do get stuck on these Nightmare stages. Normally I'll just run, put my auto team in, let them beat their heads until they hit the brick wall. Once they hit the brick wall, then I'm done for the month, just because I don't always have the time and everything and to be focusing and trying to manual my way through. But I figured, like, since I was putting out so many TOT videos over the weekend, trying to catch up on all of the work I should have been doing earlier in the month, I said, hey, you know what, let me see if I can manual and try it out, see where I get, and was shocked as further as I got. I mean, like, right now I'm stuck at 80. But I'm content with that because this is the furthest I ever been in TOT Nightmare. But I want to say for 60, it is a bit tricky because you do need some good RNG, because you're dealing with this brutal passive Fog of War, which is a 50% chance of the boss dodging your attacks plus a 50% chance of bouncing back all of your debuffs. So it's like it's a chance you can hit them, it's a chance you can't. It's random. I mean, 50-50. So sometimes you might not land the debuff you need, and sometimes you might not dish out the damage you need. Also, the second skill is pretty much a one-shot on fire units. Like, you bring in fire in, expect them to be one-shot unless you are extremely tanky. And then the first skill, he just kind of snatches one of your buffs away from you. But that second skill is pretty rough. I met the bad end of that quite a few times. But the first run I did I got really close towards the end, and then he just started one-shotting my units left and right, and I wasn't able to keep up. Then I swapped out one unit and brought in my Fireclops, which as soon as I start this video, you see what happens. Fireclops just didn't make it past the first fight, but I was able to get some decent RNG and actually win. Now, when I say what you probably would need, and take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I really don't know, like, accuracy and speed requirements and things like that, because I haven't been doing this long, and this is actually my first time being at 60 and actually attempting to do it. So I know he outspeeded me. I wasn't able to get first turn in both fights. Though he outspeeded me and one-shotted one of my units. We was able to pretty much rebuttal and recover. You definitely want to keep the WHS and the Earth Succubus CC'd as much as possible, because I mean, Earth Suck can dish out some really insane damage, and WHS, I mean, she cleans you. It's rough getting those debuffs back on, especially in a fight where you can easily be one-shotted or even two-shot in that kind of scenario. So it's pretty bad. One thing I had noticed, and when I was talking to another person a couple months ago about TOT Nightmare, when I first was like really trying to put out the videos and pass out some knowledge and learn as much as I can myself, the guy was telling me, like, coming into Nightmare, you really need premium units, like natural 4-star units and somewhat 3 stars. And he was also saying, like, some people use the strategies of revivers, and I noticed that too, because you expect to die. And then a lot of people's strategy is 3 CDR, 1 DPS, 1 CC. And for you that don't know what CDR is a cooldown reducer. So they run 3 of them to ensure that they have the skills up every turn and then your 1 cc to make sure they keep add CC'd, and your 1 DPS to make sure they cycle in their passive DPS abilities, whether it's poison. Parasite is the best. So yeah, Parasite, because I even see people run Mario, the Fire Kabir, and Nightmare, and that's like kind of pushing it, because 2 stars are really squishy and they can be easily one-shotted if the ads and the boss is not completely controlled. Yeah, especially if you're at disadvantage, you get one-shotted and your DPS done. Now, one theory I did want to test out, and one of my guildmates was doing, they ran double Water Clops, which is the Water Cyclops, because he has the reflect debuff, where it just reflects damage when you're attacked, which is great, and I think that's like really good for Nightmare TOT, since bosses can like one-shot you and hit you for really insane damage. So having a unit that could tank the hit and dish the damage back will be beneficial, especially if they're a provoker. So things like Water Clops, and I think even the Fire Golem may be great in fights like this. I haven't did any testing myself, but I'm looking to do some testing to try that out and see what that's like in the near future. So if somebody else has some experience at that, please do share. Also, like I said before, like the RNG factor is a big importance in this fight, because chances are you don't land anything and you have a rough time, and then when you do, you gotta hope you can continue to have that good luck streak to be able to finish it out, and being able to have your units tanky as possible. This is why 2 stars aren't really that great for Nightmare stages, especially going into this one, because I mean even my units being even my Nat 4s and my Nat 3s being 5-starred is like was barely enough, and definitely 5-starring your units will tremendously help you in succeeding in this fight, having the most you can have out of your stats and everything, because this is like pretty much the test of how good your glyphs are and how great the units you have can be. So it's a really tough fight. I mean, I'm not gonna take any more time and let you guys actually see like what I did, and you can see for yourself how the RNG really played a big factor in me winning this fight. So without any further ado, and he one-shot my Fire Clops, so we might have to come in and outspeed. I don't think we're gonna be able to do this without being able to outspeed, and we missed the most important debuff. Actually, we landed it on ourselves. That's what happened. I would like to also add that having a defense buff and Nightmare is clutch, because the damage these units put out, the ads do a lot of damage, the boss do a lot of damage. It's just like, it's insane. So having something that can mitigate a lot of your damage, that's like Water Tree, is really good, so to speak. Because like if you're not running a triple CDR team, then you definitely gotta be able to tank as much as you can. Just get that up, because why not, right? Once you get that one-shot skill up, we're full, and I land both on myself. Yeah. If you're coming into this fight without a cleanser and without a defense buff, you are going to be at a really great disadvantage, and chances are you're probably not going to get past this fight. We actually landed this time, and he nearly got one-shotted. He gonna be dead once. Ended this time, and he nearly got one-shotted. Nearly got one-shotted. Nearly got one-shotted. Once she move. Unless we can get a hit. No, we ain't gonna be able to get a heal up before she go. He's not gonna get a turn either. Could I? Alright, we got one up. Oh, we got the heal. She ain't dead. Oh snap. She dead now though. And we got 2 poisons on them, plus a parasite. I couldn't ask for better RNG at the moment. Let's just attack him. We might get lucky. Ooh, this be game. I couldn't land it. Oh, he's dead next turn. No, he can. Oh, we gotta hit him. We gotta kill him. Come on, we gotta dish out damage. All right, we gotta put up the defenses. All right, now we gotta dish out the damage. Can we kill him? Don't purge yourself. He can kill himself. Yep, GG. We got him. Oh my god, that's crazy. I couldn't ask for perfect RNG. Couldn't ask for any more perfect RNG. We gotta screenshot it like my man's in the MMEG Discord, see what we talking about. Lost to RNG and then win to RNG. Couldn't ask for a better victory. Now, how do I explain to people how to win this? Premium units, everyone. Premium units when you're doing TOT night. Honestly, I don't have the most OP strat, but I do have a few OP units, and it's definitely unit dependent. Like, I mean, I can't exaggerate how difficult this is if you do not have the right unit synergy and the right units to begin with. But I can show you my units and their glyphs. We're going to start off with my DPS face, which is the fire faces. Faces has had some of the best of what I had. I went through long lists to get the glyphs that I got on face. I'm probably one of my proudest units. But you can see, even with this 15,000 HP and 1300 defense, nearly was taken out. Would have been an easy one shot for that boss had I not had a defense buff on him. And that brings me into Tree, who provided that nice little defense buff. Like, if you got a water tree and you don't have like the OP strat, which is triple CD, R1 DPS, 1 and 1 CC, which usually, I mean, if you had like Green Lantern, which is the Earth Angel Zealot, if you didn't have 3 of them, I mean, the dream team, and if you do have one of him, you can only hope for would to be having him, WHS, and the Air Crusader. I still don't have an Air Crusader because I want to build that team, so I can do this kind of crazy stuff. So you can be able to have, the Lantern go first, WH go after your DPS and your CC, and then you have your Crusader go last. So there's turn bars being so you get turn bars increase at the end of everybody's turn, which is going to make them move faster past the enemy, which is going to have your Lantern back with his 3rd skill, which is going to boost everybody some more. And you know, it's just a cycling thing, because all of them have, I think, 4 turn cooldowns at the end of once they fully skilled up, or something like that. So that's generally how that works. And so pulling a 2nd or even a 3rd Green Lantern is great. I'm hoping for my second one, but this is treating his stats. I mean, being able to have good resistance on him so he doesn't get debuffed puts him in a position of like solo material for like your dungeons and everything and all that too. My tree can solo Rav, but in this fight is just being able to, you know, get us that extra DPS as well, because having that poison mail is clutch. Like Mail of Thorns, Poison Mail, things like that is great for TOT Nightmare, because you don't have to dish out the damage yourself. They can hit you and then the damage is referred over to them. So that definitely was a big factor in me winning this, not just the RNG itself. Then we have Sapphire here, which has some pretty okay glyphs, not the best glyphs. It was just whatever I could really put on her, because mostly I use her for like PvP, and then she's a part of my auto team just because she is tanky for TOT. 85 accuracy is definitely not enough accuracy, like especially getting further into the stages. So I don't even use her in like TOT Advanced. I use Herman just because I glyph Herman for it. Even though Herman still don't have enough accuracy, but I just couldn't get enough because I just ran out of glyphs. But Herman's more geared for landing the freeze than Sapphire is. But Sapphire can take a hit and Herman can't. So that's the big difference there. Then WHS also just being able to do what she does best, because she's clutch in these fights and like an important staple unit in TOT. And I feel bad for people that don't have her, or at the base minimum of the Air Crusader, because he's also great and I wish I had one, because I want to really use him. I mean, I got a second WHS, but it's not the same because you don't get those extra turn bar increasements. And then my Green Lantern, he's I guess okay. I mean, I didn't use him in this fight. I supposed to have used him in this fight, but I didn't use him in this fight. It might have been a lot faster, or I don't know. It would have been different, but I supposed to use him just to see if I was able to outspeed, and I don't think I did that. What I think I really had originally was her, because she's a part of my auto team. Just the extra heals plus the attack break and the death break is helpful, and then she has the backup defense buff as well for when I'm just autoing. So that's kind of clutch for me, but she wasn't able to survive. She's pretty squishy. And then I put in my Fireclops, but he's only a 4-star and he doesn't have like good enough HP or defense to even get close to survive. And that's why he was one-shotted at the very beginning of the fight, because he just can't do it. I mean, hit him for what, like I think like 15k or something like that. Just way too much for him to even take. Being at that disadvantage, like, and didn't have a buff to really make it. So like I was saying, I think he will be great for tanking and having that passive just reflect damage. This one I use for benefit. I think I'm gonna build, because I just pulled the second one. I'll build the second one for TOT once I get a chance. And then I'm currently working on, or it's not maxed yet, but I'm working on my water clops. Like I have my water clops built for my alternate account, but I just started working on one for this one, because I just know he's going to be really clutch for TOT Nightmare, and just having that Mail of Thorns and the invincibility, so my team doesn't really take damage. That would be clutch. I would like to have a second one. My freaking second account, lucky bastard, has 2 of these damn things. But I probably end up pairing him with the Fire Golem, just to see how that works in later stages, or just whenever I decide to go back and try to practice on the fight and everything. But for now, really just like trying to tank and get the best RNG you get, and hopefully you can land your attacks and your debuffs is the best thing you can hope for. The best thing you can hope for. You have good enough glyphs, your stats anywhere close to mine, you should be able to accomplish this fight. It's just, it might not happen the first couple tries, But you follow as close as you can to these tips that I'm giving, and it's starting to get dark. Can't even see me, but you follow as close as you can to these tips that I'm giving, and I'm sure you should be able to get a victory before the reset happens, which I think we have 2 days. So after tomorrow, that's pretty much it. And I think tomorrow it kind of like already reset, but it just doesn't do the actual reset. I'm not sure if it does it on global reset, or I'm not sure, but I noticed like every month it just like it'll take us all the way back to 1, and then you have to go through all the floors again all the way up, even though it's not completely reset it yet. It's weird, but let me just get this video out though. I hope this do help some of you guys out there. I mean, I still got a lot to learn about TOT Nightmare, like I said before, but if it does help, man, please do hit that like button, because every like is great. It makes other people able to find my content so they can be helped as well. Share it, let everybody know. Let everybody know so they can be a part of the experience and the little bit of knowledge that I'm trying to provide to you guys as well. Make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you can be first to get to see the next video. So until the next TOT video, because we're going to pump out some TOT. We got a lot to talk about with TOT and all that kind of stuff. Well, not a lot. Pretty much just the same stuff regurgitated, but I definitely want to try out some new things and do some things. So until then, deuces.